years ago, people were unaware of the damage that motor vehicles had on our environment. And this is trying to be a topic sentence. I don't know whether it's the best. Petrol and gasoline were plentiful, and people did not realise that the emission produced by petrol-driven vehicles leads to global warming. Nowadays, people are becoming aware of the damage that petrol vehicles causes to our environment. They are also aware that petrol and gasoline will run out in the near future and that we need alternative forms of transport that do not require so much petrol. Alia, can you please read the last sentence in the introduction? Big voice.
With this in mind, another
viable
form of transport needs to be developed, and people should stop using their petrol-driven cars in the next few years.
What does the word viable mean? I should look it up. Viable means something that's... Look it up in your dictionary. Viable means something that is working, something that works well, you know?
Yeah.
Something is viable, okay? So that's the introduction. It's not the best introduction, it's not complete, but it shows background, ending in thesis statement, which is the same as the position up here. Later on you could put a title that was different, but you need a position, and the position must be the thesis statement, must be that last sentence in the introduction. Okay? Now we'll have Aisha. Can you read arguments in favour of the position? Wait.
Indent.
So we have an indent, and now Aisha reading the topic sentence of... She's the team leader. Off you go.
There are a number of important arguments in favour of reducing the use of fossil.
Now let me read the next bit, because it goes on a bit it's a bit difficult. The fact that these fuels will run out in the not too distant future and the environmental problems caused by burning fossil fuels are both important arguments to phase out the use of fossil fuels in the next decade. So two things: run out and environmental problems. Can you see that? Two problems. Also, petrol-driven vehicles produce gases which cause respiratory diseases. Respiratory diseases? That's coughing. All these factors are arguments which support the idea that petrol-driven vehicles should be driven out soon. Okay? Alia, big voice.
Indent.
Thank you. Next one, Hamda. Oh, sorry, I meant Mariam Kareem. Let's have Mariam Kareem. Otherwise I'll get confused.
Fossil fuels like petrol and gasoline are not renewable energy sources, and as such will eventually run out.
Keep going.
This means that the machines and systems that use these fuel sources will eventually need to be powered by another fuel source.
Mariam.
In-text citation.
And there's an in-text citation. It's got a signal phrase, according to Jones. If you have according to, that's a signal phrase. And the year?
2010.
2010. Worldwide supplies of petrol will be used up in the next few decades, and a switch or a change will need to be made to another fuel source before the shortage in the supply of petrol becomes a real problem.
Indent.
There's the indent. You have to do it bigger, or I'm going to choose somebody else. Big voice.
Indent.
Okay. Let's have Masoom.
Another argument in favour of reducing the use of cars using fossil fuels is that burning fossil fuels is harmful to the environment in which we all live.
Okay. Burning these fuels as coal, you know coal?
Yeah.
Black stuff, in factories, or as oil and petrol in machines, such as cars and trucks, increases the level of carbon dioxide CO2 in the atmosphere, which has been shown to be one of the main causes of global warming. The increase in the number of petrol-driven cars has shown to be the main cause of increases in CO2 around the world.
And text citation.
What is it?
Smith 2005.
So there's the in-text citation. Is it a direct quotation
No.
or indirect?
Indirect.
Is it paraphrase or quote?
Paraphrase.
It's paraphrase, okay? Replacing petrol with another more environmentally friendly fuel source would be likely to lead to a reduction in the levels of CO2 in the atmosphere. This in turn would help to end the increase of global warming. Okay?
And then.
Oh, wonderful. And the last one is Hamda.
Final reason for banning fossil fuels to power cars is that burning them is known to cause a number of respiratory diseases.
Keep going.
When fossil fuels are burned as a fuel, when running the many millions of petrol-driven cars around the world, they release a bunch of chemicals into the air.
What does toxic mean?
Poison.
Poisonous, okay? These are known to either be the cause of certain respiratory diseases or a factor which makes existing health conditions worse. Oh.
And text citation 2007.
Yeah,
According to Davidson, 2007.
yeah, good. And it's got a signal phrase, which is according to Davison, and it's got 2007, which is the year. And is it a direct quote or paraphrase?
Paraphrase.
It's indirect, it's a paraphrase. Exhaust fumes from petrol-driven vehicles are the second most influential cause of lung cancer. What's the first? How do you cause lung cancer?
Smoking.
Smoking. Why doesn't it put it here?
Because it's not related.
Because it's not really related. It could go in. You could put smoking is the first, but you don't need it. Because Davison says it's the second most influential cause. Okay? Incidence of lung cancer are significantly, means much higher, in areas next to busy roads, intersections and major highways. Recently, cars have been developed which are powered by electricity and therefore do not produce the harmful emissions that petrol-driven cars do. This means that eliminating fossil fuels like petrol in cars will most likely lead to a decrease in cases of lung cancer and other illnesses related to exhaust fumes from the existing petrol-driven traffic. Okay, so everything is related to the thesis statement. It doesn't even talk about cigarettes. Listen. Where's it gone? This one and this one, you have to write by the end of next week. That's what you have to do. Okay, I'm telling you that now. And now we're going to go on to the counter-arguments, because we've had the people who support, and now we're going to have the counter-arguments. And if I talk slowly, she still won't come back, so I'm going to have to choose somebody else to do the counter-arguments, okay? But maybe she'll come back in time, hopefully. The thing about counter-arguments, they go against the thesis, okay? They're the father who doesn't want you to go to the cinema. I don't want you to go to the cinema. You've got... Please let me go to the cinema. Oh, no, you cannot go to the cinema. Okay? And these are the reasons why you cannot go to the cinema. You know, like we did before. Okay? So we'll start with Mariam. She's the boss. Why did I say that Aisha was the boss? What did she do? Do you know what Aisha did? We'll think about that. Just think about what Mariam does. Just listen to what Mariam does. Off you go. Sorry.
Indent.
Indent. Thank you.
There are also a number of counter arguments against banning petrol-driven cars.
Keep going.
These include the fact that banning the petrol-driven vehicles might be unpopular, that there is currently a lack of a viable replacement for these vehicles, and that banning petrol-driven cars might cause unemployment in the automobile industry.
Viable, please. Is it Aisha? What does viable mean?
It means capable of working successfully, visible.
Sorry? Capable?
Capable of working successfully, visible.
So, capable of working successfully. Okay. Like, you're a very good class. You're very good students. Maybe if there was a student in Col 140 who we wanted to move into this class, well, it may be possible. She might be able to do it. But really, she wouldn't be a very viable choice. Means she probably wouldn't work very successfully. You know? It probably wouldn't work. It doesn't matter how much we want, because you're too good. You're too clever. Okay? All right. So now let's have Sarah. Oh, indent. Sorry, indent. I forgot. And then Sarah. You understand unpopular?
Yes.
What does it mean?
Opposite popular.
Sorry?
Opposite to
Opposite of popular means people
not famous.
would not like it. They wouldn't like it. People like driving these cars because they are enjoyable to drive. These cars have become part of our popular culture. They're status symbols in many parts of the world. So this is arguments. Why it will become unpopular, you see? If you get rid of ordinary petrol cars, it's no good. There are currently 64 magazines published about petrol-driven cars, while there are none written about electric cars.
Index citation.
There's an intake citation. What is it?
2000 Maya 2013.
No signal phrase. It's Maya 2013. Quote or paraphrase? It's a paraphrase, okay? Banning petrol-driven cars would be very unpopular because many people would simply not accept this decision to stop people using them. And now we get Mariam Karim.
While it is true that petrol-driving cars are popular now, things which people like also change when more attractive options comes along.
Keep going.
Analogy.
That means comparison.
An analogy may be me comparing the automobile industry and the music industry. Vinyl records or LPs were popular for more than 40 years until CDs appeared on the market. Now,
Vinyl records, those big plastic ones, you know, they're called LPs.
Yes.
Big plastic records. Have you seen them?
Yes.
Yeah.
now vinyl records are virtually unheard of. Similarly, people will quickly forget their love petrol-driven vehicles when a more